Hello, class 7. This is the second portion of the chapter number 13. So, please take out the book and turn to page number 55. There, I am going to start with the chapter. Henchard's frequent visits became the talk of Casterbridge. People wondered how the discreet woman had caught the fancy of a confirmed bachelor. So you know that Henchard in previous class also we discussed that Henchard frequently he went to visit Mr. Susan and Elizabeth, and so it was a talk of the town. So you know that Henchard was a very renowned person. He was very what can I say, that he was very well-known person, honorable person. So when he went to visit Suzanne frequently, so obviously it became a talk of the town. Suzanne was so shallow, the boys called her the ghost. It could only be because they were somehow related. So it is the all Suzanne was not very beautiful at the time. She had a fragile condition. She had a fragile health also. So she was not very beautiful, and it was just mismatch because Henchard was a renowned person. He was a confirmed bachelor. He was a very wealthy person of the town and very honorable person of the town. On the other hand, there's the lady who was very much the lady whom Henchard was that means visited for several times. So that lady was not very beautiful and she had a fragile health. So it was a talk of the town, and so all the boys they were calling Suzanne as a ghost because her condition of the health was not so good. Now, Henchard had overheard them, and it always angered him to hear them refer to her thus. So, Henchard also heard this, and Henchard did not like these things because Henchard, obviously, Henchard, Suzanne was Henchard's wife, so definitely Henchard did not like all these comments. He kept up the plans for their marriage, or rather remarriage. So, Henchard decided that he would marry again his wife. No one could guess there was no romance in the courtship. All he wanted was to make amends to Suzanne, to give her daughter a comfortable home and the watchful care of a father, and to make amends. So, Suzanne wanted to give a better life to her daughter, and here also that Henchard also wanted to have them back. So Henchard wanted to marry Suzanne, and Suzanne also wanted to marry Henchard, especially because she wanted to make the happiness for her daughter. When Susan stepped into a carriage on the day of her second wedding, it was the first time she experienced such luxury. Suzanne when she stepped into the carriage, that means when she about to come to the church, so she had to went into the carriage. So that time she just uh, felt that she was very lucky because she had the luxury at that time, extreme luxury, because you know that Mr. Henchard was a very renowned person and honorable as and also the wealthy person of the town. It was drizzling that November morning. It was a very shining November morning. Okay, it's not sorry. It's not shining. It's about that. It's the November. It was the month of November, and it was maybe it was raining also. Okay, the church was packed. Donald Farfrae was the groomsman and the only person who knew the truth behind the wedding. So the church was fully packed because you know that Henchard was the mayor of the Casterbridge. So everyone was invited to that wedding. That means everyone, elite, the people of the elite class, they were invited, and Henchard went to that church, and with Henchard, who was there? Donald Farfrae. He was the only person from the that means groom's side. Okay. And also he was the only man who knew about the truth of the marriage. Some of the town gossips like Christopher Coney, Solomon Longways and Busford blabbered about the event. So some of the people, they were also respected elite people whom I have uttered the name, whose names just now I have uttered. So they were also the elite people of the Casterbridge. They were talking about the marriage. Okay. Coney said it was 45 years since he settled in Casterbridge and he had never seen a man wait so long for so little. So everyone was everyone was in the town. They were gossiping. They were talking about that it was a mismatch marriage, and that means this man, that means Coney, he told Christopher Coney, he said that it was the first time that he witnessed a man who waited for so long for for a little. For a little means, that means this lady was not so good for Henchard, though Henchard married her. The men and women outside the church bantered and prattled about the wedding. So all the people, it's not about the men, it's also the women, they were also outside the church. They were talking, they were gossiping about this the wedding. The men and women outside the church bantered and prattled about the wedding, marriage in general, and their opinions on a life partner. So all of the people, they were talking about that, about the marriage, the wedding, and also the life partner of Mr. Henchard. Okay. As they spoke, the newly remarried couple appeared at the church door. So they were, all the people were talking about. So that time, that newly remarried people, that means the couple, they appeared at the church door. Their simple carriage trotted off, and the onlookers went their way. So that means their simple carriage, they had the carriage, and both of them went away. That means the couple, they just went away from the church, and then the onlookers went their way. Onlookers means the observer, those who were at the time, they were present, so they were looking at them. That means all the people, they were gossiping, and suddenly Susan and Henchard, they came out of the church, and then they went back to maybe their home, and all the people, that means they were all just looked at them. Okay.